You guys have been able to rest a little bit the weeks after the Apple Cup this year. Do you think that's kind of paid dividends so far?
Yeah, I think it did pay a lot of good things for the team because in the past we've been out here after a week after the Apple Cup practicing, not every day, but getting some work in. But I think now that we've had a good amount of time off, everybody's excited to get back here and compete with each other. And I think it's been good work since Thursday, and you can definitely tell people are excited to get back in the pads and stuff and compete with each other.
Could you tell that the guys were a little bit tired coming into the bowl game last year, just considering you guys had kind of worked out a week or two extra? And do you think that there were some heavy legs coming into that game?
I don't really think it was that. I just think a bunch of people were just footballed out and kind of ready to get to the game, and that they were so ready to get to the game that people weren't kind of focused on the actual bowl game itself. But I think there's a different mindset this year going into that. We can have 11 wins now, a very big bowl game that we're playing in the Alamo Bowl, and I think people are just very excited to get to the bowl game and actually compete with somebody else.
No coaching rumors as well, too. Everyone seems healthy, no player dismissals or what have you there. Have you noticed that having an impact at all just with, the preparation inside the locker room as you get ready for this game at all?
Yeah, I mean, in the past there has been some distractions, within the groups and within the positions and the team. I don't see that this year at all. I haven't seen it all year. I've seen people just focusing on the next game, and right now we're just focusing on Iowa State, and can't wait to get to the next game.
As a senior, too, this is going to be your last game. What are the emotions like for you right now, knowing that it's going to be your last bowl game coming up?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I like getting out there, knowing that, man, this could be my last practice in Martin Stadium. This is going to be the last game I'm going to play in the Cougar uniform, and it's kind of a bittersweet feeling, getting to the next next chapter of my life, but kind of letting go of this one at the same time. So each day I'm taking it full throttle, and I'm loving it every moment of it.
Hunter, that business about distractions I thought was pretty interesting. What was Luke and what he was dealing with, and finally kept him out of the game? Was that another one that was another factor was kind of yanking people's emotions around and so forth?
Yeah, that might have been a distraction for the offense, but as a defense coach, Grant's last year he always harped on not worrying about what anybody else does on the other side of the ball. Just worry about us. They'll do their thing. So I think that was a distraction for the defense. I don't know about the offense. I don't think it was a big distraction for them either, because everybody has a job to do. And the next man up mentality around here has been big for the past couple of years. And I think now that everybody knows what we have on the line with the 11 wins, I think everybody's really focused.
Yeah, both Gardner and even Coach mentioned that 11-win thing. That's pretty unusual for a coach to do that.
Yeah.
Is that become kind of a rallying cry? Win 11, and it would just would be a school record.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody really wants, is that school record. One of the best teams to ever come through this season, and I think that a lot of people right now they're really just trying to not to get distracted by 11th win, but we also have in the back of our minds that this is a big game, because it could be our 11th, being the best time that the Cougar football has ever seen. And I just think that we're just ready to get down there in San Antonio, get the preparation started, and get to the bowl game.
From an outsider's perspective, both of the last two bowl games had kind of a similar feel watching the game. Were there common threads to those two games against Big Ten opponents?
We had a lot of people out last year, a lot of people down. Like I said, the next man up mentality. And I wouldn't say that those teams weren't doing anything that they haven't done, because those are two really good teams that we played last year too. And the team we're playing this year is a really good team. And what I think about this year playing in this bowl game is that Iowa State is kind of like the Washington State of the Big 12. They don't get a lot of respect up there. They're beating a lot of people that they don't think that Iowa State can beat. And it's kind of like us. People don't think we're going to do good this year, and all of a sudden we do good. And I think it's going to be a very competitive bowl game between us, because we have a lot of people that on their team that weren't highly recruited that are killing it in the Big 12, just like how we have a lot of people that are highly recruited in the Pac-12 and killing it. And I think it's going to be a really good game to watch.
Your last college game is also your closest college game to home. I would imagine. I know it's not Louisiana, but is it also kind of exciting? You might have a bigger crowd of people coming to this one.
Yeah, it's for sure exciting. When we got announced that we're playing in the Alamo Bowl, I already had to book about 20 tickets up, because I have a lot of people coming up. All my cousins that weren't able to come see me play, that played in college before me. A lot of my family members that couldn't travel, had the money to travel. And close to Christmas break, they have a break, so they're gonna come watch me. We're gonna fly back home together. It's gonna be a nice time.
Are there a bunch of guys that are kind of fit into that category? There's a bunch of guys from the South. And really, San Antonio is a lot closer to that than Phoenix would have been,
Right.
for example.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are from the South that already have asked people that are from up north and out west asking for tickets. But there's a lot of people come to this bowl game because it's such a high priority to get here. Like I said, a lot of people, since it's so close, a lot of family members want to come because they can't come all the way out to Pullman since it's closer. So it's gonna be a nice game to see everybody's parents and family members that couldn't come. So it's gonna be a lot of people there.
Seems like you already kind of know a little bit about Iowa State. Have you guys studied them much on film, or just it seems like you kind of know about the team and kind of where they are on their conference and whatnot?
Yeah, we watched. I watched a little bit of film with Jalen and them like that. We haven't watched any film with the coaches yet. We watched a little bit of special teams, our special teams coach, but we haven't really got started on them yet. We're going to start on them about next week around that time. But the best thing right now that we're doing a lot of 1-versus-1 stuff, getting competitive, getting that competitive itch back into us, and I think that's really good because everybody out there, you can tell that they're enjoying it.
Yesterday, we took a look at the cornerback position, in particular, who's returning. Marcus Strong is definitely going to have to be the leader of that group next year, we think. I mean, have you noticed him really sort of assume more of a vocal presence on the field at all this fall? And he seems to have a pretty football IQ as well. What can you say about that, too?
Yeah, Marcus isn't the type of guy to have like that vocal leader, but he's definitely somebody that he'll do it by action and people will follow because he's a tremendous athlete. He's always making plays in practice on the field, as people can see. And he's one of those people that I'll trust on my left, on my right, no matter what. And also our safeties know that too. And Darian Moulton is just the same way too. Sean, him going down, it hurt us a little bit, but when he was out there, we have a lot of trust in George Hicks when he's out there too. There's a lot of trust at that position because we have a lot of athletes at that position, and I feel like they'll be good next year, and we're going to be good in the bowl game.
I talked to Robert Taylor on the phone on Monday too. He said he thinks Marcus could be an all-conference corner next year. Is he full of it, or is he onto something?
No, he's definitely telling the truth. Marcus is a tremendous athlete. And the way he studies film, there's been things when we're at practice, he'll come up to me and tell me, he'll be like, when this guy's right foot's up, when he looks in, when his left foot's up and his right hand's on top of his left hand, what kind of routes he's running. That's what kind of football IQ he brings to the table, and he spreads out with the other DBs, which makes us better.
Is he the best trash talker on the team too? Kind of seems like he might be.
No, we have a few people. Logan's a good one. Jalen's a good one. Jihad's a good one, but I don't really hear Marcus because he's in his own little island out there at the receiver, but sometimes he'll come on the sideline and tell me the stuff he's saying. So he's a pretty good trash talker.